What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Other Side of the Firewall podcast, where we talk about the latest and greatest of cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who've made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon Tynes.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on? And Daniel Acevedo.
How's it going, guys?
What's going on? So learn something new. Don't take a sip before you do the intro. The hard swallow in the mic. I apologize, everybody. Definitely continue to tune in throughout the week. Unfortunately, Chris could not make this episode, but he should be back next week. Hit us up by all the social medias that go by our name, either the Other Side of the Firewall, the Other Side of the FW, or Ask a CISSP. And then, yeah, we're doing big things, right? The show is growing, so we're not only on all the audio platforms you already been listening to. We're on obviously YouTube, Repped in Tech, as well as curated content, and now this is the beginning of our journey into 9.1 FM, so you can hear us in the Atlanta metro area, as well as on Channel 10 in the Fairfax, D.C. areas. Again, thank you very much for our day ones who have been supporting us all this time. And then now for the new audience, welcome, enjoy our craziness. So for those that are not initiated, Fridays we talk about everything else. So movies, books, games, all that good stuff. It's not really cyber focused, but some cyber creeps in from time to time. But it's more pop culture and things of that nature. So with all that being said, Shannon, how was your week?
Man, it was a pretty good week, actually. So yesterday I took my children to this farm that has like all these activities like pumpkin patch and paintball. Well, when I say paintball, not shooting at each other, but shooting at targets with a paintball and whatnot, right? Yeah. Corn mazes, all that. It was a really good time. It was a few hours away from the house, but I actually had the day off from work. The children had the day off from school, so we made it work to where it was in the middle of the week. Not the middle of the week, but it was during a school day. So it was not as packed as it would be if we would have went there on a weekend, to where I could imagine it would just be crazy. But it was a really good time. They really enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed it, right? It's one of those things where I'm like, all right, we do those things we do for our children, right? So they'll enjoy it. I'm not going to enjoy it as much, but no, it was a really good time. So yeah, did that. Spent some family time with the younger two. What did I watch? I watched the show High Potential. I've talked about that. It's kind of plateaued for me, right? There's some stuff going on in the episode. I like some stuff that was going on earlier on in the season, but we're on episode 5 now. That my wife and I watch it. We still like it. It's good, right? So. But it's worth a watch if you guys ever see it. High Potential. So the other one we watched was Dr. Odyssey. I'm probably over that one, but whenever my wife asks to watch it, I'll probably watch it, right? Because I don't run my house. I do whatever she says. She's the home boss. So if she takes the time to sit down there with me and watch something, I'll be like, all right, let's watch it, baby. It's okay. But so that one, like I said, I've said this before. I was expecting House on the High Seas. I'm not really getting that, right? I'm getting a lot more drama and love story with love triangles and stuff like that. I'm like, I do not care. Like, I don't care, right? Like, show me, like, start doing diagnoses where you always think it's liver cancer, right? Because that's what it was on House, right? It's always liver cancer, it seemed. Cancer of the liver. Like, it's all right, every episode, but then you find out what the real thing is. So that one is so. We'll see if it gets picked up for a second season even. I don't know if people are really watching it based off what I'm seeing there. What else did I watch? It wasn't a lot of TV watching this week. Oh, I watched my Ravens, give it to the Buccaneers. You know what I mean? I know we don't got no Bucks fans on here.
Right. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
As a person who lives in Tampa but is not a Bucks fan, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So that was a good thing to see. You know what I mean? But yeah, we took care of that. So we got who do we play this week? Cleveland. So we played this week, and we'll see how that goes. They changed out their quarterback who was not doing well, except for the day he got hurt. Like, he went out for the season with a torn Achilles. That day, he was having a phenomenal game. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It might be good that he's gone and they got a different quarterback in there. But it's Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston is good for throwing 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions a season. So I don't know. We'll see. He might throw for 3 touchdowns, so we'll throw 3 interceptions as well. So
right,
we'll see. We'll see what Jameis does. But that's pretty much it. I know one of you on here started watching a documentary I talked about last time, that Chimp Crazy. I did finish that up. It's wild.
Did you finish it?
Yeah, it's wild, man. Like,
Is it like?
it's I like to tell myself everyone is different, right? Like everyone is different. Everyone has, things they like, things of that nature. But when I see this, I'm just like, I can't fathom it how someone could feel this way, right? And I don't know if I told you guys before, like I saw an SNL skit that like put me onto it. Like they did a skit on SNL because they try to make fun of current events and stuff like that, and it
Yeah.
brought me to it. And I was just like, I am not seeing what I'm seeing here, but yeah, I was seeing what I was seeing. But and they talk about some other stuff in the documentary about other like acts and whatnot that happened in the past with chimpanzees and whatnot, like stuff that was in the news, like real stuff.
Right.
You're just like, wow. But
It kicks off right in Florida. I knew it.
yeah.
I think it was Orlando. I was like, yep, that's us.
Give me the clip notes. I'm probably not gonna watch it, but what is it about?
I don't want to ruin it for people who haven't seen it, but there's this woman who she liked chimpanzees, right? So she went to this place was it Missouri? Where is it? Festus, Missouri, I think is where it was.
Yeah, Festus. I was like, that's a terrible
It's a
name.
terrible name.
Yeah.
This lady had like a sanctuary, and like she had a lot of those chimpanzees you would see in movies and whatnot, right? Like, so the ones you would see acting in movies and stuff, they actually
Okay.
came from the sanctuary that she had. But this woman was like, I wanted to be around chimpanzees. So it turned into, she would spend a day there, and then it was like 3 days there, and then she eventually moved in. Well, she's very much into chimpanzees. And it's weird to me, right? Because she loves them so much, but she can't get into the cages with them. Like, it's like it could go crazy once they get older, right? And they actually, Ryan, you haven't gotten this far yet, but there's this one chimpanzee on there that she takes a liking to, that when PETA, because PETA is the one that's going after him, right? The ethical treatment of animals, or whatever, partnership for ethical treatment of animals, whatever it is. They finally get to go into the sanctuary and pull the remaining chimps out of there, and there's one that's missing that she says this one has died. Now, I say she says this one has died because as time goes on, you realize that may or may not be the case. I'm not going to ruin it for you, but this woman goes to extreme lengths to spend time with this chimpanzee. Yeah, it's called Chimp Crazy. And the thing is, it's weird, right? Because the guy that did this is the same guy that did Tiger King. Was that the name of the one on Netflix before? Tiger King?
They're really famous. Yeah, they're really
Excellent meme material. Tiger King is the best for memes.
it really was.
So it's the same director, but he had to hire on a proxy director because he knew they were not going to want to work with him after Tiger King, right? Because he made that other guy, Joe Tiger King, whatever his name was. So he had to hire on proxy director, which was somebody who had a past where they had actually got in trouble with the law for, like, I think it was killing exotic animals or something like that. Like, he did jail time and whatnot and paid the fine and all that. So he was more trustworthy to them, and they made it seem like he was the one doing the documentary. So that's how they got their into everything, into filming all the stuff they filmed and hearing the stories there.
I feel like it's cringy. I feel like I haven't watched it, and I feel like I'd be very like, want to like feel itchy, like while I'm watching it or something.
It is, man. It kind of is. Like, I don't understand. Again, everybody has their own thing, right? And I don't presume to know what everyone feels, but I'm just like, how do you get to this point? You know what I mean? Because like they talk about stories on there where this lady had a premature born chimp, and she breastfed it along with her other baby that she had. Like, she had a newborn baby, and
That's
she had a
episode 1.
in it.
Yep.
Yeah, and she
See, I was right. I haven't seen anything. I'm here already. Yeah, hard pass on this one. I'm good. I think I don't need to watch this one.
But it's wild, man. Like, I don't know. I get in my documentary phase, and like I watch stuff that I'm like, okay, this is the human condition. This is what we're dealing with. But
this is how I know AI will take over. That's because you got people breastfeeding chimps that are premature. Yeah, I'm like, maybe you don't deserve to be around. Like, I feel like, I don't know. It's insane.
Yeah. Tell the aliens to take us all at once. Like, yeah, crazy.
Oh,
but that's been my week. What about you, Daniel? Man, what you on?
I've been getting for a while, man. It's been good. Sick and not sick. Like the temperature is crazy. It's like raining. It's hot. It's freezing. It's raining again. I've been like sneezing my butt off. Got sick for a while. Felt better. Got sick again. But in between all that, right? We did some cool things. I don't know if I told you guys we went to Disney for a weekend. So we did that.
Okay. So how is Disney Japan. Like, so what Disney's have you been to in the States?
All of them. Yeah,
Okay.
I've been
So
the ones in Orlando,
okay.
been to
So
the ones in California.
right. That's so Disney World is in Florida, Disneyland in California, the original.
Yeah.
Disneyland Paris, and then you have China, Japan. So I've only been to the world like all the time because we live here. We live here, right? And then Paris. And I was disappointed at Disneyland Paris because it's so tiny, but I hear it's closer to Disneyland than Disney World. So
Yeah,
what's Tokyo
California's
like?
kind of small. California's kind of small. But one in Japan, it's still not as big as like the one in Orlando. I think Orlando's just like massive. It's just way too big. It's very American sized. It's very large.
Extra, extra large.
It's
Yeah,
4 different parks in it, right? It's 4 different parks in
Yeah,
Disney
it's
World.
four parks,
yeah,
and
yeah,
they're
yeah,
always expanding. Like they're always,
yeah.
like they pretty much own a town. Like that's Disney
Yeah.
is its own township.
So the one in Japan, they opened up a new park in one of the parks. So it's got the chicks from Frozen, it's got Tangled and some other stuff. Since it's new, it's nice. It's really nice. We went. I want to say we went on a Friday or a Thursday. We went on a day that's like in the middle of the week. It was like no holidays, nothing, and it was packed. And when I mean packed,
Wow.
over there, it's not Japanese culture, but they don't mind waiting in line a long time to do things like restaurants or anything. It's like very normal for them. So we got there, I think 6 o'clock in the morning to wait for the park to open. And when I mean there was lines, I'll send you guys some videos so you can see what I'm talking about. It's insane. When I mean it's insanity, it's insanity. It's
I can only
like,
imagine because everything's so orderly over there, right? Like as opposed to the
yeah,
states, we're just all over each other.
yeah. So it's crazy. So yeah, it's like where the ticketing booths are, like when you go into the park for the first time. So it's like individual lines, one next to each other, and then there's people like lined up from the beginning to end orderly. Like there's no craziness, but people get there early and they put like mats down and just chill there until the park opens, and then it's just everybody goes inside. And then now I think the same thing in the U.S. in Orlando is like once you get into the park, since it's the new part of the park, you have to get on the app to try to get reservations for the times for the rides or
Yeah,
for the
like the
shows and the
lanes and
events.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but over there it's like just to get on the rides. So it's a new part of the park. You have to go online through the app to get the time slot for those rides. And if you can't get it, you can't even go to into that part of the park. So, and obviously, I don't know any of this stuff. It's because my wife told me all this stuff and she researches it and she planned it. But I felt kind of bad because those foreigners, Americans and Europeans that'll go to try to get into that part of the park, and the staff will explain it to them, and then they're not able to go into that part of the park, and that's the whole reason why they're there, and they're finding out at
Oh,
that
okay,
moment.
gotcha.
So
So
you
I
see
feel
them,
bad for
see
them.
them downloading the app right then, like, okay, well
Yeah,
now.
the entrance of where the new part of the park is, and then they're like, "Sorry, we can't let you in," and they're like a little kind of obviously they're angry. So I feel bad for them, but that kind of like I don't feel bad for them. I'm like, hey, you came all this way over here already. Like maybe you should have like figured that out. But that's just probably me being mean. But I mean, I don't know. So we did that, and then last weekend we went to a prefecture in Japan called Tochigi. So it's like 2 hours by bullet train north of Tokyo. So it's like kind of out in wilderness. It's gorgeous. In this town called Nikko. So Nikko. So in Nikko, there's a part that's really famous for like its onsens. So we went to this like resort there that had its own onsen. It's really pretty. I've uploaded a couple of videos. I took a bunch of video to try to like stitch together my first like YouTube video, and I realized the way I recorded everything, it's probably gonna be YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels. But the place was like absolutely like beautiful, beautiful. It's like a really old looking hotel, but when you come inside, I think they must have renovated all of it, and it's beautiful. I'll shoot you guys some videos, and then hopefully I can make a Instagram for the blog and the video blog soon. So then I'll just start uploading it to there. You guys can
Yeah,
follow that.
yeah, definitely.
Um,
Like people love travel blogs. By people, I mean me. I love travel
yeah,
blogs.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And the more I think about it, I was like, it's a little intimidating, right? Because this space is very occupied already. Like there's a lot of travel blogs, especially there's a lot of foreigners here in Japan now that do this a lot. But at the end of the day, I thought about it. Even if it's just like a memory of me going to these places with I'm gonna enjoy it, and I'm gonna enjoy having all this stuff captured 20 years from now. So I'm still gonna go ahead and do it, even if it's just for me and my family. So, and if you guys want to watch it, I hope you enjoyed it. That video taking, I'll hopefully get better as time goes along. So I'm doing that. I realized that WordPress sucks, and making a website on WordPress is more time consuming than I realized. So I went on Fiverr with a couple of different websites, and I found somebody that I'm probably going to be working with to pay to make my blog website and get some hours back to my life than try to do it myself.
Yes. Thank you for going that route, because now I can learn through you.
Yeah.
I definitely want to know how the process goes, because I don't like ramcyber.io is doing nothing right now. It's just a splash page, and I don't have the time. I'm not going to be doing I want to hire somebody.
It's like this. I remember I did a couple websites back in the day, and I was kind of like on WordPress was like another website, and I was like, it's not that difficult. And now I'm just like clicking through boxes, and I'm like, it's not looking the way I want it to look. And I was like, I'm just not going to spend another 2 hours to figure this out or watch another like 2 YouTube videos. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. I'll pay, some guy in India $100 or $200 and or like whatever it costs, and I'll just have him do it. Like the one guy I found, he's got like a gazillion rating, and he's like $100 maybe at most. And I was like, yes, I spent more money on dumber crap in my life. $100 sounds amazing right now. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. So content wise though, Shogun's amazing. Surprising fact, if you win a bunch of awards, usually the shows are good. This one is
I still haven't finished it yet. I haven't finished it yet. It's great. I just haven't jumped in it.
Yeah, I'm like, we're episode like 4 or 5. It's really good. It's really good. One of the main protagonists, the Japanese actor, I forgot his name right now, who's in The Last Samurai. He's been in a bunch of stuff. He's the one that actually directed it, and I didn't know that. Man, he honestly, though there's going to be a season 2, it probably won't be as good as season 1, because I really think it's like a masterpiece. That's how well he did this thing. So we stopped watching it, not because we didn't want to watch it. We just haven't had time to get back to like watching it. Usually by the time we put our kids to bed, it's like late, and then we're like watching an episode or 2 and they're hour long. So it's like a commitment, but it's been amazing. On the non-human people animated stuff, I started watching 1,000-Year Blood War. Because you said that the animation was really pretty, and then I saw something that season 3 came out. Yeah, season 3 came out, and like the first couple episodes has like some of the highest ratings that any anime's ever had. I'm like, wait a minute, why? How could this be so good? So then I started watching it, and for me, I was like, I don't get what's so great about it. And then I hit episode 6 of the first season, and then like I was like, oh my god, like the animation is kind of like, yeah, it is like, and it is a waste of time because it's a continuation of the original. So it's like, hey, we know you know everything already about the story and all these people. So it's just like, it got into the fighting like right off the bat. It like wasted no time. So that's pretty cool. So it's an easy to watch. The episodes are really short, which I like too. So watching it on Hulu, I'm enjoying it a lot. And I think that's about it. I'm pretty sure I've watched some other stuff, but I can't think of anything right now. And it's kind of like a really fast recap of my last 2 weeks. What have you been getting into, Ryan? Hopefully no more getting sick though.
Yeah, getting over a cold. But so I got a little bit of media in, like, so super busy week. Grateful for everything that went down. So obviously we are now rolling on 99.1 FM as well as Channel 10. So amazing. I also asked you, Shannon, did you ever watch Channel 10? Because you're from the area, but
I can't remember. I was a little farther north than that. I was a little farther north of in Maryland, right?
Okay.
So like you're saying Fairfax, Virginia, and DC. I was a little farther north than that, so it might have been a different channel at the time. But like, I can't remember, man. You asked me to go back years and years and years.
Right. A couple decades. Couple decades. You're like, yeah, I remember that. But yeah, so super excited for all that. That contest rolling now, or will be rolling shortly. I was on the Women in Defense for the Tampa, the Greater Tampa Areas chapter. Amazing. Like I had a great time seeing me in the pink polo, like looking like Kanye from 2003. But yeah, I had an amazing time. Met a lot of really great people. My co-panelist, Jatera, she was amazing. And then our host, Kurt Sanger, he's also amazing at what he does. But yeah, it was just great to meet all of the people who were in that room. Shout out to I got hooked up through Paragon, the friend I was stationed with back in Turkey. So Winnie Rivera, shout out to her. She put me in contact with Courtney Jackson, who was a Navy vet and the CEO of Paragon. And that's how I got into the event. So yeah, definitely really cool. I want to do one of those, I say a year. So now I'm going to broaden my horizons. I've done that back to back for my first year out of the military, now my second year almost out of the military. So now I want to do quarterly. But yeah,
Nice.
like after, like I'm a very introverted person. So after all that this week, I crawled into my coffin, my sarcophagus, like a vampire, because I had expended so much energy. But yeah, I think I'm going to go quarterly now to events and things of that nature, just to pump up the podcast. Podfest is coming up in January, so I might try to attend that. It's in Orlando,
Nice.
so I really don't have an excuse not to. So I might try to. Like first year I was out, I was like, nope, not going to that. But now year two, I'm like, okay, maybe I should go up there, meet some people, talk, all that good stuff. What else? There was one more thing. It was the podcast. It was the panel, dark reading. So we had a lot of dark reading episodes or articles this week. So dark reading published an article that I worked with ISC2 on, and it goes about
Nice.
my transition from the military into cybersecurity, both private and federal, and just that time of my life, which wasn't that long ago, and how I found my tribe, so to speak, within this community. So definitely check that out if you have not already. It's on Dark Reading. You can actually look me up now. I have an article out there on
Nice.
a very important platform, for cybersecurity. And we talk about the podcast as well. So I'm hoping for a little influx, little activity coming from there, right? Kind of a veiled advertisement, right? So we'll see how that goes. And then, that was a lot. That's a lot for me. So I'm pretty much worn out.
We're not gonna be like, man, you changed here in a couple weeks.
No,
You out
no,
here doing
definitely
all
not.
these big things, man. Be like, man, Ryan, you changed, man.
Definitely not. But when it came to media, so I watched the first episode of Chimp Crazy. Man, like it weirds me out. It's really good though. It's a really good documentary. Like if you can't go into the cage with the animal that you so cold love, then you shouldn't have it, right? Like people shouldn't have tigers, people shouldn't have chimps and things of that nature, because they will do things that wild animals do to you. And that's why you have them barricaded away from you. So I feel as though you're only punishing the animal in that case. Like, yeah, you get to look at it every day, but just go to a zoo, go on a
Yep.
safari and walk around. I mean, like that chimp does not want to be in that cage. And if you open that door, is he going to come out and hug you? You come out and box you.
That chimp will rip her face out
Yeah,
and go to the jungle, not even think about it twice.
right.
It's
That's not a good
Next time a
idea.
chimp is, that chimp will.
Yeah,
Hell
I'm
no.
learning. I'm learning through the show.
And they hint on that, and they actually show. So like as you get in the later episodes, the one up in, man, I want to say it was Oregon, could have been Connecticut or Vermont or somewhere, wherever it was. The one that ripped the lady's face off and was biting at her fingers, ripped her jaw, and they had like crime scene photos. Like the police officer that ended up shooting it was one that had been around the chimpanzee for years. You know what I mean? Like it was out in the city when it was smaller, right? And the lady
Right.
would pick it out. He was the one that had to shoot it. And like when he shot it, it didn't immediately die. Like the thing walked in the house to its area, yo.
Crazy. Like,
Yeah.
no, thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm watching that. I also started, there's a new show on Max called It's Florida, Man. It's Florida Man. Uh, uh, and they do reenactments of stuff that happened in Florida. It's hilarious. So I watched one episode of that.
Sounds funny. That
Yeah.
sounds really funny.
Yeah, so I watched one episode of that. It's wild. I'm just like, yep, that's where I live at. Can't wait for the new GTA. This is definitely going to highlight that this place is crazy. And then I watched something else. I watched a little bit of the Agatha show. It's growing on me, but I just like, I don't know if it's going to capture my like, oh, I want another season or not. But I'm waiting for the big cameo or the twist or whatever to pop up. So I'm kind of getting through that. And then game wise, still playing Space Marine 2. So I wanted to shout out to Derek McMillan wrote me on YouTube, and I'm terrible at writing people back. But he says, Ryan, I was waiting for you to discover Space Marine. LOL. I'm surprised y'all haven't got to Black Myth Wukong. That's coming up. So my thing is, I don't get a lot of gaming in like I want to, but I'm waiting for Black Myth to go on sale on Steam, and I'm going to get it for the PC because I've seen the
What was his
visuals is
name?
amazing. Derek
I
McMillan.
love it. Derek, you're right. Black Myth is amazing.
I'm gonna
Message
jump on that.
Ryan, tell him to buy it already. It's so good. It's so good.
Like Black Friday is right around the corner. Like I'm gonna get there. Like two more weeks, and I'm gonna have a bunch of games I don't probably
I
ever
can't
have
play.
time to play.
Yep.
But yeah, I've still played through Space Marine 2. It's my introduction to PC gaming after I haven't PC gamed in almost 2 decades. It was very easy to jump into it. It's beautiful. It supports 32:9. I had the super ultra wide. It looks
Mhm.
gorgeous. It runs great. It's like Gears of War on steroids. So I'm
Yeah.
loving it.
Yeah. The reviews on that one are like insanely good. Like I
Yeah,
haven't seen one
it's
bad thing
real
about
good.
it.
It's real good. Like I'm not. I don't know if I'll get deep into the lore because it seems like it's very deep. So I don't know if I'll
Mm.
get into that part. But what I've experienced so far, I really do enjoy. But I started Call of Duty as well. So Call of Duty dropped. It's
Mm.
on Game Pass. So obviously I can
Fun.
download it on my
Yep.
Xbox and my PC. I started playing the campaign. It's really good. I haven't played and honest to be honest with you, I haven't played a Call of Duty campaign since Ghost, and that was 11 years ago. So like they might have all
Dang.
been good since then, but Ghost was not. So that's when it kind of turned me off to it.
They haven't been. Honestly, honestly, it's been the best one they've released in a while. Like
It's
even the
real good.
multiplayer, it's
Yeah.
got all the OGs, like the memes. All the memes are coming out. It's uh, like downloading. I saw a meme today. It's like downloading COD when you're over your 30s, and it's like Michael Jordan joining the Wizards. Like after retirement, it's like you see all the old OGs coming back to play because it really is good. It really is
Yeah,
fun.
like so I like what and it's based in the 90s. So I'm walking around this political forum and they're talking about Clinton running for president and like he's on the stage and they have like campaign ads and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then I run across a side conversation and they're talking about the Bills versus Giants game. I'm like, what? What a deep cut, right? Yeah, I was like, what a deep cut. So I actually stopped what I was doing. I was just listening to the NPCs talking to each other about the game. I was like, yo, that's crazy. So I usually when we play these games, they're talking about like World War II and Vietnam, and you
Yeah.
know what I mean, like they go real deep. But like, yeah, they just talking about the '90s. Like I was like a teenager in the '90s, right? So
Yeah.
I was like, it's pretty cool. I'm probably not gonna touch multiplayer at all. I don't feel bad because I didn't pay for the game, right? It's part of Game Pass.
Mm. Yep.
Um, I'm learning the difference. Like I didn't PC game because it's complicated, right? I play Space Marine 2 through Steam. I'm spoiled. Everything just works. It's flawless. Call of Duty is not that. So Call of Duty on the console, you just hit the button, right? Xbox makes that ping noise. You start playing. It's all good. Call of Duty on the PC is a little bit more cumbersome. I had to adjust settings, right? Like because I told it like it read like all the stuff my PC could do, and it still was off. So I had to go through and play with settings. Better one, better two, better three, better four. So finally, I got it looking like amazing. It runs really good. I'm like, I have like everything maxed out, and I'm still like 134 frames per second or whatever. So like, you can't knock it for that. But it will randomly crash. Like it'll like
Yeah.
jump to a cutscene, freeze, and then just boop, you're off.
It's
You're back to
PC.
the desktop.
It's PC gaming. That's why
Yeah, I
I've
was like,
stick to console.
I don't like that.
I'm a simple man. I just want to press the button on the box. I just want things to boot up, and I just want to play my game.
Yeah, yeah. So it makes me appreciate like obviously console gaming in general. Like I'm probably always gonna be a console gamer, but also
Yeah.
Steam. Steam is just better than every other platform on the PC so far. Steam just works. Like so, Steam is the console-esque version for the
Yeah.
PC.
That's why
But
they're like that segment of the market. They're pretty much the top.
yeah, I
Comes
haven't
to
had
the
any
line.
issues with Space Marine. I haven't tried anything else out yet. So like take that with a grain of salt. But like Space Marine just works. And then I also have Control and Star Wars Outlaws, but Star Wars Outlaws is through a different platform. So we'll see. Like there's just too many marketplaces. Like when I cut on the
Mhm.
Xbox, it just works. I cut on my PS5, it just works, right?
It's just
I got like three different I got Xbox a store, I got the Epic store, I got Steam, and now I
that's true.
have
Yeah.
yeah. And then COD is its own platform within Game Pass. It's crazy.
Yep.
It's too much. It's too much. But
It's
if a game
overwhelming.
has if a game has 32:9, I'm playing on the PC.
That's
All that
true.
real
Yeah.
estate, it's just gorgeous, right? So, like if you're 16:9 or was it 21:9 is regular ultra wide, yeah, I'll play you on the TV.
Yeah.
But
So
so
if you know, Ryan's a sizist when it comes to monitors and TVs.
I am.
What did I just say? Like you're going to these conferences and everything, Ryan. You changed. See what I'm talking about? It didn't.
Did change. I was a snob before the
That's true.
conferences.
That's true.
Ryan's always been a fast ice queen when it comes to monitors and TV.
Hey, listen. I'm big into town. I don't care about fashion. I don't care about cars. But you give me some tech, man. Listen, I want the best of the best. But for the new listeners, right? But yeah, that's pretty much my week. Like again, I wrote a appreciative post on LinkedIn. You know, most weeks are good. Some are great. This one has been outstanding. This was an outstanding week. So I appreciate everyone for like our day one fans, for my co-hosts, for my friends over at ISC2 for hooking me up with Dark Reading, and then for Paragon and their team for hooking me up with the Women in Cyber Defense panel. So I've had an outstanding week. So again, I'm gonna crawl into my crypt to recharge. Come out just in time for Mariah Carey to be singing Christmas carols.
Nice.
Is the plan. But definitely hit up all the websites that go by our name: The Other Side of the Firewall, The Other Side of the FW, Ask a CISSP. Hit up the newsletter. We have over 1,600 subs. I think this one was really good, like a really good balance this week. So definitely check that one out. Check us out on all the platforms. Again, we're on every audio platform you can think of: YouTube, Repton Tech, and now you can check us out on 99.1 FM as well as Channel 10. Definitely give us your feedback. We greatly appreciate it, and I will try to write you back. I'm terrible at it, or I'll shout you out on the show because that's easier for me, right? So again, hit us up by all those places. I'm RY Security Guy. You can find me pretty much on every platform. That's RY Security Guy. But LinkedIn is my bread and butter. And where can they find you, Daniel?
On LinkedIn under my name.
There it is. Stay safe. Stay secure.